Across Bihar and roads were blocked while incidents of violence were also reported from some parts of the state. Rahul Gandhi yet again stated that similar to Maharashtra elections, there was a clear plot to rig the Bihar elections, notwithstanding what the courts had opined on the Maharashtra polls. Now, ever since the SIR has been notified on the 24th of June and picked up speed 30th June onwards, the opposition has been calling the exercise a malignant move to disenfranchise millions of Bihar voters, especially the marginalized sections that may not be able to meet the entire criterion of verification. Listen in to this entire war of words.
इलेक्शन कमिश्नर बीजेपी और आरएसएस जैसे बात कर रहे हैं। ये सिर्फ आपसे वोट चोरी नहीं हो रहा है, ये आपका भविष्य चोरी हो रहा है। आपसे आपका जुर्म, आपका हक जो बनता है, जो रोजगार है, आपका धन है, ये सब आपसे चोरी किया जाएगा।
4 करोड़ लोगों ने फॉर्म जमा कर दिया, अब बचा क्या? इसका मतलब है 52%, 53% लोग ये चाहते हैं कि इसकी समीक्षा हो और जो फर्जी वोटर हैं उनका नाम कटे।
Now here are some of the storm of charges and counters that are coming in from the Election Commission. The opposition's argument is it will potentially disenfranchise millions of voters in Bihar. The Election Commission's counter is that the process has been guided by Article 326 of the Constitution and Section 16 of the Representation of People's Act. Opposition's argument is the process looks no different than an attempt at NRC. The Election Commission's counter is it's necessary to maintain sanctity of the electoral process and the electoral rolls. Opposition's argument is that the timeline of the process is too strict for voters for a streamlined registration process. Election Commission's counter is the timeline doesn't have sanctity as elections have not been notified as of yet. Opposition's argument is the Election Commission is under BJP's pressure. It's a repeat of the plot in Maharashtra. The EC's counter is only citizens should vote. No genuine voter will be left out. There is another argument coming in from the opposition. There is no valid ID with poor voters except Aadhaar and ration cards and you are not accepting them. The Election Commission's counter is its required documents can be submitted even later. It's not that you got to submit it by the end of July. Now there's more. In the latest statement from the Election Commission, the poll watchdog has said a pure voter list is essential for a strong democracy. Under the ongoing SIR, the intensive revision, the campaign in Bihar, enthusiastic participation of Bihar's voters has led to more than 57% of the forms being fully submitted so far. 57% of the forms as of Wednesday, 9th of July. There is time till the end of the month, around the 25th of July. 57% has already been submitted. So, if this is not a false flag operation by the opposition, then what is? Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP with us, Shyam Sundar, spokesperson of the RJD with us, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, political commentator, scientist with us, and Sanjay Jha, author and political analyst with us. Namaste and Jai Hind to our panelists. Viewers, let's get the debate going, and it's the RJD first up. So, Shyam Kumarji, what is this all about? 57% people have already submitted forms. 65% of the voter list, the Election Commission says, has been already verified in 2003, existing voter list. So, where is the problem?
The problem is the kind of the politicization of, this constitutional body like Election Commission of India. It is not matter of the collection of whatever the number of the people have applied. It is a matter about the people who have gone outside. And these people have gone. They are migrant workers. They are poor fellows. The many people do not have the, all the certificates, what are being demanded. So the problem is very serious. The how to undermine the voters who have already elected the same people, in the Lok Sabha election. So, what direction is going on, what is the sentiment, what is the spirit of this exercise, we are well aware. So that is a question of credibility and trust of the bodies like constitutional bodies. So we are fighting for the people who are at bottom. These people, our opposition, are people who want to make everything mechanical, exclusive for few people. Time will tell you in the short time how that all these things would be fulfilled. There is an apprehension. There would be cut in the few large numbers. The people will drill for the democracy. When people who have gone outside of Bihar, when they will return in the month of October, there are some festival also in Bihar. They will be out of the picture. So this is not one dimensional. Time is not only factor.
What is this number, Shyam Kumar ji? Do you have a number?
Big number. If you look at
what is the number of migrant workers who you believe will be disenfranchised?
They are footloose workers. They scatter all over India. And if you go to people have gone to the Punjab for the paddy plantation work.
I am asking you, what is this number, sir?
They go to Bombay.
What is this number?
A big number of the people.
What is big number?
Number you are well aware.
No,
big number you are well aware.
I am not aware. That is why I am asking you, what is this big number, sir?
No.
Shyam Kumar ji,
the data will tell you, the time will come.
So we are asking, I am exactly asking you for the data, because sir, this may be and therefore, if and therefore, if and that is why, I am making a supposition. On that basis I am drawing a conclusion. That's not fair. What is this maybe? What is this number?
No, why? A big number of crores of people have usually go to
how many crores? What is the total base of the Bihar voter list? What is the total base of the Bihar voter list?
See, it is about almost 8 crore people are going to vote.
People. How many of those people are migrant workers?
You want to go in that debate, you don't want to go that debate, that how will they will suffer, they have gone to the Punjab.
I am asking you, sir, what is the exact number? If you have a number, let us then, we'll then ask the EC.
And you want to discuss the number. You want to discuss the number.
There has to be a number. It is all about the number, because that number is translating into votes either for the ruling disposition or for the opposition.
I tell you.
So tell me, sir,
even single person is left in this democracy.
Sir, the election commission is giving you numbers. The election commission is saying 65% of 7.97 crore voters are already part of the 2003 list. So they are not disenfranchised. That is roughly about 5 crore people. Their number that is relevant is remaining 2.97 crore voters, of which 2.8 crore voters plus have already got the forms. Of these 2.8 crore voters, nearly 60% have already submitted the forms. So, you tell me what is the remaining number?
Sir, I tell you, even single person is left in the festival of democracy. That is a worrying point.
Now, Shehzad Poonawalla, it has come to single person left. Single person. Yeah. From lakhs and crores to single person. Yes.
First of all, this is not about EC, it is about CC. CC means conditional commitment to constitutional institutions. So if the judiciary gives a verdict in my favor, judiciary is fine. If I win election in Karnataka, Telangana, Himachal, the election commission is fine. Otherwise, I question the entire process. It is EMI. Emergency mindset of Indira. Indira used to put Indira above India. They are putting Parivar Tantra. And these do Nawab, वो फिर से झूठ फैला रहे हैं as usual. Now let me come to the numbers. The point of the matter is that disenfranchisement is the issue that they have claimed. In Telangana election in 2023, 22 lakh voters were cut. Guess who celebrated and congratulated Election Commission? Congress Party. In fact, they wanted 70 lakh voters to be cut, saying that these are fake voters. In Hyderabad alone, 5 lakh voters had been cut, and most of them would have been Muslim voters. At that time, it was fine because we won the election. Now coming to the other aspect, that the SIR is being done in a hasty manner. How many days was it taken in 2003? 30 days. Today, how many days it is taking in an era of technology? Same 30 days. So how come it is in a hasty exercise now, but it was not hasty back then? Thirdly, the person is now saying that there is a integrity of the ECI is in a doubt, and Rahul Gandhi has also said that Chief Justice of India used to appoint. When was the last time Chief Justice appointed? Only when there was a Supreme Court verdict that for the time being, when the law is not made by Parliament, that time the Chief Justice will be part. Other than that, there was only one member in the ECI till 1993, and it was directly appointed by the government. Thereafter, it became multi-member, still directly appointed by the government. In 2023, a law came. But I ask another question of the BJP, of the RJD and the Congress spokesperson. If they feel, as Rahul says, that Chief Justice or the others should be the part of the appointing committee, in the states, the state election commissioner is appointed by whom? By the Chief Minister. I asked Mr. Sanjay Jha, in Karnataka, why don't you have a situation where the Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court is also part of the panel? Walk the talk, no, bhai sahab. Walk the talk nahi karna hai. Finally, this is all about raising the doubts about the election commission and about constitutional institutions. And those who are talking about Dalit empowerment, the Congress party president has just spoken badly about Draupadi Murmu, calling her Murma. And the RJD spokesperson's party chief has put Ambedkar ji next to his feet. These people are talking about Dalits and tribals. So I think this is the kind of agenda and propaganda against the institutions of democracy and constitution that they keep attacking now and then.
Incidentally, the constitution book that Rahul Gandhi is holding in his hand is from 1978. After the constitution was repaired, post the damage that was done in the emergency law. Anyway, that's a separate matter for another day. Sanjay Jha, Rahul Gandhi has claimed that your voter, you are going to be struck off the voter list. The EC is equal to the RSS and the BJP.
Anand, I will respond to you, but I'm going to request you to give me as equal amount of time as you gave the BJP spokesperson. And please do not interrupt me. We should have a civilized debate. This is a very serious topic. I completely agree 100% with my colleague from the RJD. Mr. Kumar is absolutely 100% right. There is an objective to disenfranchise voters in Bihar. And I'll explain it to you. Number one, why is it that Aadhaar card, which is being mandated for practically everything under the sun, why is that being denied as an identity proof? I would like that question to be answered by the Sangh Parivar representatives on your show. Why is PAN being denied? Why is the driving license be denied? Because, people may not have cars, they also have scooters and motorcycles, for which you need a license. Why is a ration card being not accepted? Why is a Manrega job card not being accepted? It doesn't strike you as weird, Anand? I saw you in the introduction. I'm no one to give you advice. But if you want to be a fair media anchor, please do not take a stance at the beginning of a program to influence your viewers. I think it's important to have a very dispassionate conversation. And I'm going to call out anybody, and I'm not going to make any exception of it, if I feel that the program has got a prejudice or a bias. Let me make my second point to you. That end of day, Anand, why shouldn't you as a citizen of this country be worried that when an election is happening in November, you're starting this exercise in Bihar giving a cutoff date for July 25th? Let me ask you a question. There are elections happening next year. We all know that, right? Many elections happening in different states. I would have liked the Election Commission to start the process for all these changes they want to make and let them go through the legal scrutiny as well. The Supreme Court will hear it tomorrow. For those states, and not breathe down the neck of a state that is literally on the brink of an election in the next 3 months. This is a serious topic. My friend Mr. Kumar from the RJD talked of migrants. You automatically, jumped on him and said, "Kitne migrants hai?" He may not remember the figure offhand, but I'm a Bihari boss. I have lived outside Bihar for most of my life, but my heart beats for my state. And let me tell you, for example, that today Bihar services several states in India, and the numbers vary from anywhere between 75 lakhs that I saw in the last reported figure to as high as over 1 crore. That's a big number. My last point, Anand, and I don't even have to come back on your program if you don't want me to, but this is a very important point. You said that 56% by the EC, 56% of the electors have already submitted their forms. Let me accept that figure. The cutoff is 25th. if by the 25th, and Kumar Saab is absolutely right, if 95% reach that number, you think 5% of electors being denied a right to vote is a small thing in a democracy? If that figure reaches 95%, that is if it does. Can you imagine the number of voters out of the realm? I mean, this is like a constitutional crisis or a democratic mockery of the system, or a mockery of the democratic system. So I'm just going to leave with one point for you.
Okay.
One last point. No, one last point.
Please.
That end of day in any democracy. You know what? All four of us on the program can speak English. I think we can order food on a Swiggy or a Zomato. We are very privileged people, boss. I come from Bihar, and let me tell you, I know of people in the most backward parts of Bihar who still today struggle for basic amenities, including just kind of living above the poverty line.
Okay.
You think they have documents, the kind the EC is asking for?
All right.
Shouldn't the job of the EC be to make things simple instead of complicated?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Thank you. And as committed, I have not interrupted, nor and you're most welcome, sir. We may have differing views, but at least what we try to do is that everybody gets a chance. The reason why we pushed for the numbers is, sir, that 2.97 crore people roughly among voters, among this entire 7.97 crore voter list, are the ones which have to really, who will be coming under the pump. Now, if we whittle down the numbers of these people to whom these forms have been submitted, 57% have already submitted. That's another point. Shehzad Poonawalla, answer. Why not ration cards? Why not DL? Why not PAN?
Now,
Why?
I hope that Mr. Sanjay Jha will extend the same
Dr. Ranganathan,
courtesy.
coming to you after this. Thank you for your patience. I apologize.
He will extend the same courtesy that we extended to him.
I will.
Thank you. And Sanjay Jha, in the interest, I will allow you to answer a couple of things also. Under the Constitution of India, in which this exercise is conducted, Article 326, who is entitled to vote? Outsiders, alien citizens, aliens, Rohingyas, Bangladeshis, or Indian citizens? Indian citizens. Now, Mr. Sanjay Jha, please tell me, what did Chidambaram say about Aadhaar being a proof of citizenship? Jog your memory. Has Mr. Chidambaram said that, and he was the one you all initiated the Aadhaar project, is Aadhaar a proof of citizenship in this country? Is the driving license a proof of citizenship in this country? Proof of identity and proof of citizenship are two different things. Because your English is very good, you should understand at least the basic difference. Only citizens can vote. And Mr. Sanjay Jha, the proof of citizenship is being required only for those people who are not in the 2003 list already, which means about 2.9 crore voters, who will have one of the 11 documents. Can you name the 11 documents which you have said? Which are the, all 11 documents have to be provided, or one of the 11 documents? And finally, lastly, even if supposing somebody, one second sir, even if supposing somebody cannot provide those 11 documents, then there is still a provision for that. There is the process of appeal, but you will not speak about that. And finally, and Mr. Sanjay Jha, please answer. Why did you want 22 lakh voters to be struck off the voter list in Telangana in 2023? And when that was done and the entire electoral list was made with the integrity that only voters who are citizens can vote, then why did you celebrate it in Telangana? And why are you against this exercise in Bihar? Explain the logic.
I think, Anand, is very important that I give a short rejoinder to.
Yeah, please keep it short. One panelist has not spoken yet.
Yeah, 1 minute. He can wait. This is an important discussion. I'll take 15 seconds.
You can blabber on.
Just answer one question of mine, Shehzad. Just answer one question of mine. So you are telling a guy, or a woman for that matter, who voted in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, that if they don't have the documents given by the ECI, so they are citizens of India, by the way. They are citizens of India who have voted in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. But if they don't have any of these certificates that you have asked for, you're telling them you're not a citizen of India and you can't vote. That's a serious issue.
1 second. Now Sanjay Jha, because logic and Sanjay Jha, just like drinking and driving, don't mix. Sanjay, how did they get the Aadhaar card without a proper documentation? How did they open bank account? 1 second, sir. Sanjay, I did not interrupt. Now what happened to your rules? Sanjay, what happened to your rules? You set the rules, no, just now. Now you follow your rules for change. I asked you a simple question. Is Aadhaar proof of citizenship? It is not. Because there are more Aadhaar cards than there are citizens in this country, especially in certain districts of Bihar. that means there are more Aadhars because it's not a proof of citizenship. I am asking you a separate question. If they had the document to put their name in the last voter list, they can again provide that same. It is not for all, it is for those who are not in the 2003 list. And I'm asking you about Telangana. How come the Telangana 22 lakh voters who were, according to you, were not entitled to vote, their names being cut off is kosher.
Right.
But
Shehzad,
now the
let
same
me
exercise
tell
to be
you.
done to
Okay,
ensure that
Shehzad, let
the
me tell
integrity
you.
of the electoral roll is there
Shehzad,
is
take a
not
pause,
kosher.
I'll
You tell me
answer
that.
you.
Okay.
Shehzad, let me tell you, I voted in the last election using my Aadhaar as proof.
Okay.
We are
No,
talking
you
about
did not
proof.
use. No, it's
We are
not.
talking
Okay,
about proof.
no, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. Aadhaar.
I'm not
does
talking about citizenship. I'm
One-
talking
one-
about
Aadhaar
one
is
minute,
not proof
one
of your
minute, sir.
citizenship,
Okay,
Sanjay Jha.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. Let's not run around in circles. Let's understand that the documents that you have to provide to get an Aadhaar are also the basis for documents that you have to provide to get a voter ID. Now, can you show your Aadhaar card at a voter ID at a polling booth and still go down to vote if your name is there in the voter list?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
I have voted
No,
accordingly.
yes, you can.
It's
Yes,
an
you-
identity
but,
proof.
But sir, it's an identity proof, not a citizen proof. And Aadhaar only allows you to go if your name is still in the voter list. You don't take the voter ID that day, but you take your Aadhaar card. But if your name is still in the voter list, you will be allowed to vote. That's what it is. One does not replace the other, but one can be used as a complement to the other at a time when you want to go to vote, but not to create or build your voter ID.
Exactly.
So let's not
Yeah, but if I
conflate and
voted in
confuse. No, sir.
2024,
Let's not confuse
I can
issues,
vote
and
now.
let's not be very clever with our words to try and confuse the viewer. That's not. You have that ability to do that. I request you not to do that. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, 17 minutes into the conversation, we are bringing you in. Thank you for your patience. You will also get uninterrupted time. Go ahead, please. Then I'll go back to Sham Kumarji. Ji.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. First of all, I take limited objection to you being patronized by saying that you're being partial and you've let out your views. You're one of the most impartial anchors around, and I object to some of the panelists, basically alleging that or calling you out in a very patronizing manner. That's not on. Number two, I've had many people come to me routinely at airports and admitting कि सर हमारे पास लॉजिक नहीं है, बस कॉन्फिडेंस है झूठ बोलने का, तो हम बोलेंगे. And this is what I see on this panel. There is no logic, there is no rationale. For example, there is a panelist out here who's saying that there were people who voted in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Now many of those might not be eligible to vote. What kind of logic is that? By that logic, you must never have revision. Because the moment you have a revision, you are going to check, double check, leave out and delete a lot of voters who voted previously. So by that logic, never have a revision. Always have the same number of voters. By that logic, never delete 22 lakh voters from Telangana because they also voted in the previous Lok Sabha election. They also voted in the previous Rajya Sabha election, I beg your pardon, assembly election. Don't leave out, delete 5 lakh voters from Hyderabad because they also voted. तो वही कह रहा हूं ना, people come to me and say कि हमारे पास लॉजिक रैशनल नहीं है, लेकिन हम कांग्रेस भागते हैं, हमें चक्का जाम कराना है, हम बोलेंगे, हम में कॉन्फिडेंस है झूठ बोलने का. तो अगर वो है तो यार बोलो, किसने रोका थोड़ी ना है. नाउ लेट मी कम टू द नब ऑफ द इशू. The fact of the matter is, I am a firm believer in free speech, you know that, Anand, but I think I've come to the view that Election Commission must take legal action against those making unfounded claims of either EVM malpractice or electoral manipulation in India. Because such accusations, when baseless, they cross the line from free speech into defamation. They undermine the EC's credibility and public trust in the electoral process. For instance, alleging someone took $1 million bribe isn't protected free speech. It is actionable to protect reputation. Similarly, the EC's integrity is critical for maintaining confidence amongst Indian voters, and defamation laws should apply to reckless allegations. But does the EC have the resolve to sue high-profile figures like Rahul Gandhi and other clowns? The intensive revision being carried out in Bihar and almost completed is routine. 95% of the voting population has already been provided the requisite forms. 60%, as you said, of the forms have already been submitted. Lakhs of BLO and BLA are helping out. 2/3 of the population is already made eligible. And in 2002, 2003, and I brought out the Lok Sabha affidavit papers also, intensive revision was carried out in 20 states. 20 in 2002 and 7 in 2003, many of which had elections soon after. In fact, the general election followed a year later, but no one complained. Recently, 22 lakh voters were deleted from Telangana, 5 lakh from Oasis constituting Hyderabad, no one complained. 1 lakh voters were deleted from Bengal, no outrage. 3 lakh voters were added in Kerala, not a whimper. But here in Bihar, chakka jam. This is the problem. When you go with zero rationale, zero logic, but have 100% confidence, this is what you get. So that is what I mean. I can bleat my heart out and keep on repeating ad nauseum about logic and rationale. But unless the election commission has the guts to stand up and sue the pants of these liars and hypocrites and propagandists, nothing's going to change.
Well, that's for the election commission to decide. Last I knew, they are an independent body. They have their own mind and they have their own Atma, and what that mind and what that Atma tells them, they have to decide. It's in their conscience. But here, interesting part, you talked about the number of people who are on ground. Shyam Kumar ji, 70,000 BLO officers, 4 lakh volunteers, 1.5 lakh BLAs from all political parties. अब ये 1.5 लाख में से कम 20-30 हजार तो आरजेडी के ही होंगे. दे विल बी फ्रॉम द आरजेडी हु विल बी एंश्योरिंग दैट देयर वोटर्स गेट देयर डॉक्यूमेंट्स डन एंड देयर वोटर आईडीज डन. सही कि गलत?
नहीं, देखिए, बट आप जो पूछ रहे हैं, मेरे से जो सवाल पूछना चाह रहे हैं, एक बात को समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है. शायद आपका नजरिया, यू कैन हैव योर ओन पर्सपेक्टिव, यू कैन बी जजमेंटल, देयर इज नो इशू इन डेमोक्रेसी. एवरीवन हैज राइट टू express their views, like other panelists were talking. They were become judgmental. They have right to become. There is no issue. But I tell you that all the election card have been issued earlier, na, in the 2024. Is it not logical? Election Commission has issued all these election voter ID card in vacuum.
Revision क्यों करा रहे हो?
No.
My first take on, let me, sir.
Yeah.
My first take on that if all these cards have been issued by all election commission, by BLOs, what you are talking,
right,
just a year back, we are not opposed of any kind. I tell you, I am not opposed any kind of such SIR. The time is a very important
sir,
factor.
Again,
even
sir,
not single voter should be left out.
I'm just asking you, Shyam Kumar ji, are things different in Bihar compared to 2003? 22 साल पहले अगर इंटेंसिव रिवीजन के लिए 30 दिन लगा था सर, 30 डेज, आप कह रहे 22 साल बाद भी 40 दिन के अंदर ये काम नहीं हो सकता.
27 स्टेट्स में हुआ था
सर.
let's ask. I am asking
मैं
you.
आपके सवाल का जवाब ले लें.
हाँ, जवाब दीजिए.
आप एक्चुअली क्या है,
ये सिंपल है, हाँ और ना. सर, हाँ और ना का जवाब है. हाँ, इसका जलेबी मत बनाइए.
आप सुनिए ना, ये ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप डिबेट नहीं हो रहा है सर. दिस डिबेट इज डिस्कशन डिस्कोर्स. लेट मी पुट माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू.
प्लीज पुट योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. आई एम सेइंग, आई आस्क्ड यू अ यस एंड नो क्वेश्चन. उसका जलेबी जैसा जवाब मत दीजिएगा. हाँ, आपको ये पूछे कि 2003 में अगर 30 दिन में हो सकता है तो 2025 में 30 दिन में नहीं हो सकता. वही बिहार.
आपको इस बात की सर समझना नहीं चाहते हैं कि वही बात, तो ये बात की घोषणा अगर 24 जून से पहले अगर 2 महीना पहले कर देते तो लोग बाहर नहीं जाते. इस बात को नहीं समझना है.
प्रभु, आप ये भी नहीं समझ रहे हैं.
इस बात को नहीं समझना है.
आप ये बात नहीं समझ रहे हैं कि एज पर द न्यू रूल्स, सर, एज पर द न्यू रूल्स, इफ देयर इज एन इलेक्शन शेड्यूल्ड इन अ पर्टिकुलर स्टेट और इन अ पर्टिकुलर रीजन, 1st of January, 1st of April, 1st of July or 1st of October, SIR has to be conducted on these days. Around these dates, the election commission has the mandate as per the new rules, and it's already ratified by Parliament. It's part of the Act, part of the Representation of People's Act, and also Article 329. What I am asking you is, 1st of July, the notification came on 24th of June, and they are saying what, till 25th of July, 31 days are there. My point is, and even after that, if somebody is not completed, you have time till the end of August, even when the preliminary electoral rolls comes, you are subject to review. Till the end of September, there is time.
Well aware, sir, Anand sir, you are, sir, आप समझने का प्रयास कीजिए. देर लिटरेसी रेट आप जानते हैं 20 साल में इनकी डबल इंजन की सरकार है. लिटरेसी रेट के बारे में अवेयर है, टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट के बारे में आप अवेयर हैं. आपके इतना सब टेक्नोलॉजी आपके पास नहीं है सबके पास. दूसरी बात आप समझने का प्रयास कीजिए. हाँ आप समझिए, दूसरी बात समझिए, टाइम
one at a time.
important factor we are talking.
Sir, one at a time.
Time is a very much important factor for
Sir,
all
one
of
at
them.
a time.
If
Sir, one
it
at a
was
time.
to be
Anand ji,
happen,
one at a time. Let me
One at a time. Please,
one at a time.
If
Sir, one
all
second.
of these
Sir,
people,
let
if
me
all of
complete.
these
Let
migrant
me
workers,
complete.
sir, if they have the paperwork to be able to, and they have the wherewithal to be able to make a ration card, get a ration card made, if they have had in the past the wherewithal to get a voter ID card made, and they have the documents to get a voter ID card made, they can't present the same documents to be able to ratify it or to pass the revision.
No, let me come. Anand ji, just 20-30 seconds.
Sir,
The SIR, sir, Ms. RJD spokesperson, Shyam Kumar ji, you can't be having a monologue, sir. There are other people also in the panel. Shyam Kumar ji said,
I thought you were the anchor of the program.
go ahead, sir.
Sanjay, see, look, I don't need condescending comments from a suspended Congress leader who the Congress does not want to acknowledge. I have not gotten nasty with you. I am making my point. I have asked the anchor to allow me to make a point. I don't need your patronizing South Bombay tennis playing attitude here. All right, so please, Mr. Sanjay Jha, keep it to yourself. Really keep it to yourself.
With due respect to all panelists,
I did not start it.
Okay, one minute. Sanjay ji.
He has no right to intervene.
Sanjay ji, one minute. No. I think Sanjay Jha and Shehzad Poonawalla.
Oh, if somebody carries on being...
One minute, please. To all the gentlemen, to all my panelists. Sanjay Jha, you took jibes at me. You had a problem. You had a statement. I didn't say anything. You are okay. Go ahead. You are welcome.
We were both civilized.
But please, I'm just requesting you not to take personal jibes at the panelists. Please.
Oh, really? Who started it, by the way?
You started it, by the way.
Anyways. No, who started? You started.
Anchor के बारे में किसने बोला?
मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ. मैं आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ.
Can I just make my point?
Say what you want to say to me. You can say what you want
this
to.
man.
Okay. 1 minute. No. Let's not do that.
Let me make my point. I'm addressing Shyam Kumar.
Okay, please don't.
I did not speak to Sanjay Jha. I'm addressing Shyam Kumar.
Please don't interject. Okay,
Now,
Shehzad
Mr.
Poonawalla, 30
Shyam Kumar
seconds,
says,
and then Dr. Ranganathan.
Mr. Shyam Kumar says that this exercise is a very unholy exercise because look at the literacy rates in Bihar. This exercise started in 2014. It started from 1960s. Was the literacy rate in Bihar or in other parts of the country higher in 1960? In 1960, doing an SIR where physically you had to give the documents, that time it was kosher. But today, when we are in a stage where only a certain small section of voters actually even have to present a document, a majority of them, 5 crore of them, don't have to present any document, then it is not kosher. Point number 2, is the issue the Aadhaar not being part of it, or is the issue the timing? Because right now I heard a discourse कि आधार के साथ क्यों मुझे वोट करने का अधिकार नहीं मिल रहा है. When I have stated that how Congress itself has said Aadhaar is not a proof of citizenship, now the goalpost is timing. But timing cannot be an issue because both are requiring 30 days. In 2003 also 30 days. Today also 30 days. In fact, today just as we have started the show, 57% have already submitted their enumeration forms with 16 days to go. Now finally I want to ask one question, and I hope Mr. Sanjay Jha can summon more logic than the hair on his head. Please, Mr. Sanjay Jha, how 22 lakh voters being removed from Telangana is kosher, but weeding out fake voters in Bihar is not. Please have more logic than the hair on your bald head.
Amit Shah might get very upset with you, Poonawalla.
Don't worry about Amit Shah. He is neither suspended in logic nor in position. Amit Shah is neither suspended in logic nor in position. You know what, gentlemen. You're all blessed with a lot of wisdom and the ability to play with words, because you have to be wordsmiths when you have to make an argument. No, I am absolutely right about the hair on his head and his logic. I'm absolutely right.
It's not about whether you're right or wrong. It's also when you use what you're saying and the tone in which it is used.
Sure.
I know what you may not have liked what Shehzad Poonawalla said. Shehzad Poonawalla may also not like these jibes. You can rise above them. Is what I can say. I'll just leave it there.
Will he answer the question?
I'll just leave it there. 22 lakhs. It is not pertinent for the opposition to answer that, because Telangana election is over. Telangana election is over and they won. We are talking Bihar. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan. Okay, gentlemen have to move on after Bihar. There is a Delhi riots to talk also, but yes, Dr. Ranganathan. Ji.
Very briefly, आपने देखा कि मैंने how I demolished their illogic about if the voters voted in the previous election.
This guy is the biggest peddler of fake news, by the way.
Now,
during Operation Sindoor, he claimed India had gone into Karachi. I mean, stop joking around, man. You are the biggest peddler of fake news.
अरे यार, आप संजय जी, आप क्या कर रहे हैं? आप क्यों कर रहे हैं आप? ये तो जानबूझ के नहीं, ये तो जानबूझ के कर रहे हैं। देख फिर सब चढ़ जाएंगे आप पे, फिर बोलेंगे वन वर्सेस ऑल हो गया। ऐसा मत करिए, उनको बोलने दीजिए, उनको बोलने दीजिए।
Can you imagine he has nothing to say?
Like he has a lot more to say and he's making his point. Let him make his point. Here, जी
वही कह रहा था ना, लोग दे कम टू मी एंड दे से सर हमारे पास लॉजिक नहीं है लेकिन कॉन्फिडेंस है झूठ बोलने का, वो फिर पैनलिस्ट बन जाते हैं। बट एनीवे, आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिमोलिश्ड दिस हेयर ब्रेन्ड लॉजिक दैट if people voted in the previous election, how come they are not voting with the same I card or electoral card? वो demolish कर दिया, क्योंकि by that logic revision कभी होना ही नहीं चाहिए। Number 2, अब मैं ये RJD spokesperson से पूछाता हूँ because he looks to me at least on face value so much more logical and rational than the other person who is also a supporter of the India Alliance। तो मैं इनसे पूछना चाहता हूँ, जो आप कह रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे लोगों को जो दिखाना पड़ेगा, सर्टिफिकेट दिखाना पड़ेगा, वो दलित हैं, वो पिछड़ी जाति के हैं, आपसे एक मैं चीज पूछना चाहता हूं, वो कैसे प्रूव करते हैं कि वो दलित हैं? उनके पास एक दलित कार्ड होता है, उनके पास एक ओबीसी कास्ट कार्ड होता है, वो ही वन ऑफ द 11 डॉक्यूमेंट्स है।
That's right।
आप बताइए क्या कहना चाहते हैं आप? तो अगर वो दलित हैं तो वो दिखाना है उनको सिर्फ, और अगर उनके पास वो कार्ड नहीं है,
डॉक्टर साहब आप अभी पटना जाइएगा, वहां QED हो जाएगा, कोऑर्डिनेट डेमोन्स्ट्रेंडम, कि द फैक्ट दैट द RJD members themselves are helping these voters along with the BJP and Congress and left, everybody is doing it, उनको सबको चाहिए and they all have these things। It is just that opposition है, थोड़ा तो हल्ला नहीं करेंगे तो तमाशा कैसे होगा, चुनाव का माहौल कैसे बनेगा। पर इसमें मुझे I want to spend about 4-5 minutes in understanding this। श्याम बाबू जरा ये हमको बुझाइए कि आज जो वह रथ में देखने को मिला, एक सांसद और एक बहुत ही प्रिय बिहारी हैं, उनको जिस तरह से धक्का मारा जी।
It's fake news, by the way. Anand, don't spread fake news on your show.
तो ये क्या है फिर?
नहीं, आप लोग जो है
सुनिए ना, you're spreading fake news, Anand. I'm giving you a heads up.
अच्छा ठीक है, अगर ये फेक न्यूज है तो बता दीजिए। सर मैंने क्या बोला, मैंने आपको ये कहा कि ये जरा बुझाइए, यानी हमको समझाइए। आप तो बिहारी, आप समझते हैं, हम बुझाइए बोले, हमको समझाइए कि ये हुआ क्या है।
भैया हमको भी पूछ लो।
आपको ही पूछ रहे हैं, आप तो बिहार छोड़ के थोड़ा टाइम हो गया सर, सारा पैसा तो कहाँ मुंबई में बना है, आज उसी मुंबई में बिहारियों को थप्पड़ मारा जा रहा है और आप कुछ नहीं कह रहे हैं। अच्छा श्याम कुमार जी बोलिए, श्याम कुमार जी बोलिए।
हम कोई ठगवाज डॉक्टर के जैसा यहाँ बकवासी करने के लिए नहीं है।
अच्छा छोड़ दीजिए, अरे छोड़ दीजिए, आप किसको ठगे किसको नहीं ठगे हम नहीं पूछ रहे हैं, लेकिन कुछ वहाँ ठग घूम रहे हैं जो वहाँ हिंदी भाषियों को मार रहे हैं, उनको जाके कुछ बोलिएगा। पर पहले श्याम बाबू बोलिए, श्याम बाबू बताइए ये इसका जरा हमको समझा दीजिए। नहीं संजय जी रुक जाइए, संजय जी रुक जाइए,
इनको शांत कराइए ना।
बोलिए श्याम कुमार जी।
नहीं, आई एम टॉकिंग टू द बिहारी फ्रॉम बिहार, नॉट द बिहारी हु इज करंटली बाहर। I am talking with respect. with respect.
ये तो बड़ा ही अफसोस का बात है।
With respect. अच्छा श्याम बाबू बोलिए, अरे श्याम बाबू बोलिए, श्याम बाबू अच्छा ये क्या जरा बुझाइए, what happened here?
अरे
नहीं, वहाँ पर क्या है, आप देखिए, बी रेस्पेक्ट ऑल, आई टेल यू। और ये जो जजमेंटल टाइप से जो एक्सपर्ट पैनल बुलाते हैं ना आप, तो उनको मेरा आई सबमिट माई ऑल ड्यू रेस्पेक्ट कि जजमेंटल होने की जरूरत नहीं है। आपको डिस्कशन कीजिए, पीपल विल डिसाइड।
अच्छा ओके वन मिनट श्याम जी ड्यूरिंग द डे who was judgmental with Pappu Yadav and with
ये मेंटल है भाई,
I tell you with my all due respect
जी,
with my all due respect to all panelists sitting in this debate, I request that taking decision from New Delhi in the village of Kosi, you are not aware, my dear friend.
Again, I am asking you, sir, what happened in Patna with Pappu Yadav and Kanhaiya Kumar? Let's come to that.
सर सुनिए तो सही, आनंद जी, आप न्यू दिल्ली में बैठ के ये जज करिए, यू आर मेकिंग फन ऑफ मॉकरी ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी। ऐसा मत कीजिए, आप ही के पास दिमाग है, दूसरे के पास नहीं, ऐसा मत सोचिए।
नहीं तो हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं ये हुआ क्या, हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं ये हुआ क्या, आप बता रहे हैं।
मैं जो आपके जो पैनलिस्ट
पप्पू यादव क्या बोले,
लेट मी कोट पप्पू यादव, प्लीज मिस्टर श्याम कुमार, यू हैव टू स्टॉप।
पप्पू यादव क्या बोले, अरे बोलिए तो सही।
प्लीज, he had spoken to Amish Devgan from your Hindi show also. Pappu Yadav, I have fallen, I have been hurt a lot, Our leaders are on top. It's about respect and self-respect. The world loves us. I am son of Bihar. What do I have to do with anything? Respect, self-respect. Was Ram not insulted? Was Shiva not poisoned? Was Buddha not hit with a stone? Was Hazrat not tortured? Was Mahavir not tortured? This is the bite he has given at 7:45 p.m. By the way, just last time, कांग्रेस को एक पप्पू ने डुबाया और आज कांग्रेस ने एक पप्पू को डुबाया.
वाह.
नहीं, ये कांग्रेस ने नहीं डुबाया सर, कांग्रेस ने नहीं डुबाया. यहाँ पर ये है कि राजद ने डिसाइड कर लिया कि कौन उस रथ पे चढ़ेगा और कौन नहीं. What I was trying to underline is, sir, in this Bihar, that I'm sorry.
One rath, one pappu.
No, please, please. Which pappu am I talking about? I'm not taking. I'm not into this name calling business. So I will not allow that also.
No.
You know, politicians, we may have differing opinions, but there has to be respect. So that I will not underline. You are, as a party spokesperson, whatever you want to say, it's up to you, sir. What I'm trying to say is, sir, who's calling the shots in Bihar? It is clearly the RJD. It is not the Congress party, and that was evident with what happened with two Congress leaders or pro-Congress leaders today. That is what I was trying to say. Anyway, thank you very much, Shyamji. Thank you. Madaya, good conversation. Thank you. All the best to everyone in the Bihar polls. Sanjay Jha stays, Dr. Ranganathan stays as we try and highlight what's happened in courts, in the top court today. The Delhi police has argued in the Delhi High Court that the intention behind February 2020 riots in the capital was to globally defame the nation by way of a well-planned and orchestrated criminal conspiracy. Shehzad Poonawalla, you're welcome to stay with us if you don't have another engagement, but yeah, thank you. Conspiracy by accused including Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid. Delhi police was opposing the bail pleas of the accused, claiming that it was not a spontaneous but a well-organized act planned well in advance. The bench reserved its verdict after hearing arguments of Solicitor General Tushar Mehta for the police and the counsel of the accused persons. Tushar Mehta contested the accused argument of the long period of jail time, saying only long incarceration was no ground for giving bail. He called Delhi police's probe in the conspiracy case as one of the finest investigations. But here are the key arguments made by him and some startling revelations. 1. Riots are usually spontaneous, but these riots were planned with a sinister motive. 2. Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam broke secular fabric of JNU by forming Muslim students of JNU. And evidence shows a clear plot to divide the nation on religious grounds. Sharjeel Imam laid the ground for riots 4 weeks in advance through inflammatory speeches. Sharjeel Imam gathered rioters with the message, Dilli ko dehla dena hai. Illegal roadblocks were used to spread unrest and riots in the capital. They prepared an iron catapult for acid bombs, bricks and petrol bombs. Iron catapult. The accused used black money to pay vandals to riot in the capital. They wanted to cause national embarrassment during US President's visit at that time, and they've created a false narrative that intellectuals are in jail. Shehzad Poonawalla with us, Dr. Ranganathan with us, and Sanjay Jha also with us, and Sumit Chandar also joins us. Dr. Ranganathan, we'll start with you. Sumit ji, namaste.
Look, Anand, the facts are right before us. Today, the Mr. Tushar Mehta read out verbatim from the explosive speeches made by these people, Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, and they are devastating and scary. Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid, there is no ways about it. They are the symptoms of this disease that inflicts this nation. A stinging indictment of our education system, where those who should be studying and making something of their lives indulged in hate politics because it rewards them more than education does. It wasn't the speech of Kapil Mishra or Waris Pathan or Harsh Bandar or anybody else that was responsible for the Delhi riots that killed both Hindus and Muslims, but rather the actions of people like Tahir Hussain and the egging on. Did you even see the verbatim extracts from the speech of Sharjeel Imam? The way he's saying, chicken neck Musalmano ka hai, kaatna hai usko. The kind of explosive statements he is making, he wants to cut India, break off India. He is one step away from joining ISIS. And Umar Khalid is saying कि मसाला तैयार है, हमारे पास broken bottles तैयार हैं, आपको जैसे ही riots होंगे आपको बता दिया जाएगा, इत्तला दे दिया जाएगा. Is this what free speech is about? I'm sorry. Free speech has crossed the boundary into deliberate incitement, and it is no longer free speech. Now, the fact of the matter is, the charges against Umar and Sharjeel are for conspiring with Hussain, based on call records, meetings, and Hussein's own confession. And Omar's is a journey that began with his eulogizing the terrorist Burhan Wani. Have you seen his old video? Yes. Making out the terrorist killing as a judicial murder. And from there to Shaheen Bagh and then to Delhi riots, Anand, is a lesson for all youngsters. Hate pays, but only for the shepherds. The lambs proceed to the slaughterhouse. And all along the way, they bleat. The fact of the matter is that hatred for Modi has transmogrified for these Sharia Bolsheviks into hatred for a plural, non-appeasing India. They speak for Rohingyas, for Palestinians, but are totally silent on a million Muslims stuffed in concentration camps by China. Ye hai inke morals, inka activism. Remember Shaheen Bagh? Disgruntled, hate-filled bigots blocking streets illegally, inconveniencing lakhs of commuters for no rhyme or reason. Right. No logical argument, no rationale, except to display a show of strength. Remember those slogans, Tera Mera Rishta Kya, La ilaha illallah, Hinduon se azadi, Kafiron se azadi, hum leke rahenge Jinnah wali azadi, Hindutva ki kabar khuzegi, Shahada replacing the Ashok Chakra, children wanting to kill Modi and Shah. And Khalid and Imam were an active participants and abettors in all this.
But Dr. Ranganathan,
the problem in this country.
No, but Dr. Ranganathan, the Sharia Bolshevik terminology is an interesting one, and that is it is a world across phenomenon that is also happening. But Shehzad Poonawalla, one of the aspects would be that was this a reaction to the Hindus are out to get us, or the BJP Hindutva party is out to get us? This is Hindu majoritarianism, and that's why this entire counter. Or how would you want to look at what was orchestrated on the streets?
Ratan Lal.
And a larger question is, how was the hotbed of politics, intelligentsia, everybody clueless that this was brewing on the streets?
Ratan Lal, Ankit Sharma, Dilbar Negi, Rahul Solanki, Vinod Kumar, Dinesh Khatik, Sonu, Shivnath, Santram, all of these people were brutally murdered. This is the problem. The narrative is that this was an assault by Hindutva forces on some very poor victims which only came from one community. The fact of the matter is that this was an assault on Hindus, and I am not saying this. 2020, denying bail to Tahir Hussain, the court said this was a conspiracy to target Hindus. 2021, September, Delhi High Court, this was pre-planned and premeditated conspiracy against Hindus, conspiracy to burn Delhi. 2022, Delhi High Court, I am borrowing from Anand Ranganathan style, denied bail to Umar Khalid, saying prima facie allegations against him on UAPA were actually true. February 2022, Karkaduma Court, Sharjil's statement is a threat to India's territorial integrity and sovereignty, and the court took cognizance of the UAPA and sedition cases. All of these things have been said, and by the way, one person who they will like, CJI Chandrachud, said that time and again when the matter was listed in Supreme Court, these people used to keep denying it and not go and argue the case there and take over and over again. They used to remove the matter from there. Why was that? This is because they wanted to present that this was a Hindutva assault on Muslims. Point number one. Point number two, forget all these people. Afzal Guru was convicted by court. Who stood with him? Kanhaiya Kumar. Naxals were called Shaheed by whom? By Supriya Shrinet. Naxalites ke saath ceasefire kar do is what the Telangana Congress chief has said recently. Who pleaded for Yaqub Memon after he was convicted by a court of law? Aslam Sheikh, who's from Sanjay Jha's Maharashtra government and the MVA. So this is the point that for vote bank Niti, they have also compromised with Rashtra Niti, and this is exactly what was done. They shielded the Islamists who were assaulting the Hindus, and it was a pre-planned conspiracy, just like in Malda against the Hindus in Delhi.
The court has just right now held its opinion or its verdict. Sumit Chandarji, how would you see this? What the Solicitor General has submitted in court today. Sanjay ji, coming to you after that. Ji.
Sure, no problem.
Yes. So what happens in cases of bail, Anand? There are 5 things that the court has to consider while either granting or rejecting a bail. Those 5 things are: 1, what is the seriousness of the offence? Secondly, what is the evidence which has been found against the accused? Third, whether the accused is a flight risk, he might run away. Fourth, whether he is a threat to the witness, whether he may tamper with the evidence. And last, whether he may influence the witness in any manner. Now, when it comes to cases under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, which is the UAPA, they must follow stricter standards as is prescribed under the special provisions of the Act. So, these are the aspects which, while considering the bail or rejecting the bail, the court has to consider, keep in mind, and then take the decision accordingly, which I think has been done, but now it's reserved for judgment. When the judgment comes out, we'll see whether the court has factored all these allegations on the record.
But the rule of law, does it also not say, Sanjay Jha, that you can't keep a person forever in jail? Yeah. Jail is the exception, bail is the norm. That's what the law says. So then expedite the court proceedings, expedite the hearing in such a way that there is conviction and the person is held guilty rather than dragging that aspect.
Yeah.
How would you see
let
this?
me-
But the counter to that, beg your pardon, I'm just ending there. Counter to that is that if these elements are harmful to society and here to tear the fabric, social fabric of society, then should they rather be incarcerated than let out? Yes.
Yeah. Anand, thank you very much. Just for the benefit of your viewers, but Umar Khalid was arrested on September 13th, 2020. In a couple of months from now, it'll be 5 years. To all the viewers watching the program, this is India's criminal justice system, ladies and gentlemen. 5 years and the young man has had no trial.
Young man.
For the record, he was not even present in Delhi when the riots took place. But anyway, that's not my job to here argue the legal case. Point number 3, and extremely important, that I would like your viewers to Google the hate speeches made by the BJP leaders. They are all out there in the open, including a very popular celebrity politician who said, Desh ki gaddaron ko, and I will leave you to fill in the blanks.
He said,
So what is the bottom line? What is the bottom line, Anand? Let me answer your question. Let us bite the bullet. Let us not even try and pretend. There is a complete, deliberate, organized, systematic brutalization of the minority community in this country. Look at the number of under trials in India who are Muslims, and you'll get an idea as how the legal system harasses them. Look at the number of under trials who are Muslims, and you'll get an idea of the story. And here is the truth. A BJP leader who spreads hate is walking free and probably going abroad on shows, while an Umar Khalid is in jail for 5 years without even a trial.
All right.
Okay.
Shehzad Poonawala,
First of
respond.
all, Mr. Umar Khalid has been given his chance in not just the lower courts but the high courts, where they have continued to incarcerate him. So unless you're making a commentary on the high courts of this country who have said that he has a specific role in the riots, whether he was physically present or not is immaterial. The fact is that he's not some Nelson Mandela as you're portraying him to be. And forget the fact that somebody's under trial or is not been given bail for 5 years. Even after Afzal Guru was convicted, what did they say? Afzal, hum sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai. And who stood with those elements? Who stood with the person who was celebrating the day of so-called martyrdom of Afzal Guru in JNU campus? Who stood with Yaqub Memon and who has written a letter for his clemency? So these are people who even after conviction get the support of the Congress party, who has demanded that there should be ceasefire with Naxals, and that Naxals killing is very bad, but they have not said a word about our people in uniform being killed by the Naxals. So therefore there is a soft corner. By the way, Muslims are being incarcerated. The maximum number of Muslims were jailed when there was a law called Pota, which was the Congress time law. So are you saying the Congress was incarcerating Muslims?
Look at the hard data.
Now look at the way terrorism has no religion, but when the culprit is caught, then the terrorism has a religion, because then the Muslim is a poor victim.
The other thing is, sir, one more thing. देश के गद्दारों को गोली मारो सालों को is what was said by Mr. Anurag Thakur.
Only देश के गद्दारों को. He didn't say गोली मारो. गोली मारो was said by the audience.
I'm just saying देश के गद्दारों को बोला है. Now, if Gaddar is somebody who betrays the country, now you may say shooting them down is not the right play, and whatever it was insightful. But when you immediately in the same breath turn around and say it is hate speech, and then you use the word minority, Sanjay Jaji, respectfully, you are the one.
Are you trying to tell me that Anurag Thakur can call anybody a traitor in this country?
No. What did he? He never called anybody a traitor. He said whoever is a traitor to the country. No, sir.
What do you mean
I'm not trying to justify what Anurag Thakur said. I am not.
He was calling a Gaddar. Why are you using religion?
Who was he calling a Gaddar?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. A traitor is a traitor of this country. Anybody who betrays the country is anybody who betrays the country.
And who is he to decide that?
No, but why did you decide that?
Who has authorized him to call anybody a Gaddar?
He never said whoever is a traitor to the country is exactly. Aren't you saying that a traitor?
Allowed a community
are you? No. You draw the line to the community, sir. Respectfully, you do. You said that Gaddar is equal to minority. He never said it. You just now said it, sir. And that's what I am taking exception to. I am taking exception to the fact
you are
that
justifying it.
No, please do not draw a parallel, sir. Anybody who betrays the country is a Gaddar. You cannot insult the minorities of this country that include Sikhs, Jains, Muslims, and also Christians, and turn around and call them Gaddars and broad brush them. No, sir. Please, let's not do that. Let's not play this game. Dr. Ranganathan, sir, देश का गद्दार जो देश के साथ गद्दारी करे, irrespective of who that person is.
No, hang on. Who was he alluding to?
And they should be brought to book under the law. Yes,
Now it's
Dr.
become
Ranganathan.
alluding
You
to.
answer me since you
Dr.
defended it, you
Ranganathan.
answer
No,
me.
who are you to decide who he was alluding to, sir, and who I am alluding to? I am asking you, when you say Gaddar and minorities back to back, what are you trying to say? That's what I am asking you, sir. Yes, Dr.
You
Ranganathan.
are compromising.
Yeah, thank you.
your role,
Sanjay,
man.
please don't interrupt.
No, Dr. Ranganathan, one more. See, I'm going to come back to Sharjeel Imam. If what they have done is wrong, if the proof against them is undeniable, why is the conviction taking 5 years?
अरे
Now,
ट्रायल भी
Anand,
शुरू नहीं हुआ है, कन्विक्शन की बात मत करो.
Yes, Dr.
Sanjay,
Ranganathan.
this is very
Yeah,
unfair.
final word.
Yeah, you take your time. I don't interrupt you.
Final
And then
word.
please, I won't get more than 30 seconds. Please, I need 2 points to make. Now, as I said in the previous debate, Anand, ये बहुत नॉर्म हो गया है. कांग्रेस भक्त मेरे पास आते हैं एयरपोर्ट पे, कहते हैं सर हमारे पास लॉजिक रैशनल नहीं है, लेकिन कॉन्फिडेंस है झूठ बोलने का, और अगर आप हमें पकड़ेंगे तो हम आपको अब्यूज करेंगे. नाउ फॉर समवन टू से ऑन दिस पैनल कि ट्रायल ही नहीं हो रहा है. अरे भाई, पिछले 4 साल से कोर्ट हैज टेकन कॉग्निसेंस ऑफ व्हाट ओमर खालिद एंड शाहिद इमाम डिड. द मैटर इज इन कोर्ट. दिस इज अ कंप्लीट कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ जुडिशरी इन द वे जुडिशरी इज फंक्शनिंग. नंबर 2, टू से द लॉजिक कि भाई ये एक कॉन्स्पिरेसी का केस है, टू से कि ओमर खालिद दिल्ली में था ही नहीं. इट्स लाइक सेइंग आई आस्क यू अ सिंपल क्वेश्चन. तभी तो कहता हूं लॉजिक और रैशनल की प्रॉब्लम है यहां. ओसामा बिन लादेन था वर्ल्ड ट्रेड सेंटर के नीचे. क्या ट्रैफिक वो कर रहा था 9/11 को? ओसामा बिन लादेन था वहां पे. So by that logic, he wasn't even there in New York. How can he be responsible? तो वही कहता हूं ना, लोग आते हैं, एक्ॉस्ट करते हैं कि सर अब्यूज करेंगे, अगर एक्सपोज किया तो अब्यूज कर दूंगा, मेरा इलॉजिक और इरैशनल रहने दो. ये प्रॉब्लम है.
Well, illogic or irrational is not the fact is the Solicitor General, one sentence stayed with me, that it was not just a riot, it was a planned act against Bharat. It was against the Union of India, against the state. That is dangerous. And if there are campuses that are perhaps seeding such thoughts amidst students that this is kosher, this is okay to do, we have a problem, and that needs to be corrected. That needs to be addressed. Differences, opinions, etc., okay. But what was played out in Delhi should not be repeated across our country at all. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Presented by This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Joining us now is a very special guest, someone who's predicted the last 10 presidential elections correctly, save the last one, I must say. Alan Lichtman, American historian, political analyst. Thank you very much, Mr. Lichtman, and nice to see you again. What do you make of Mr. Musk and his threat? He claims, at least as per the polls that he's run on the social media platform that he owns, X, that 80% of America wants this new party, which he believes neither the Democrats or the Republicans are able to adequately represent. Is there an appetite for Americans for a third party?
Well, of course, you know, his poll on X has no scientific validity whatsoever because it's obviously a very biased sample. But even in the scientific polls, there is always a response. Yes, we'd like an alternative to the two major parties. We consider voting for a third party. But when it comes right down to it, third parties have not had much success in the American political system. There has never, in our more than 200-year history of our republic, been a sustained third party that has elected significant numbers of candidates and significantly participated in the governing of the country. But third parties do have a history of being spoilers, that is, of draining votes from one of the other parties. In 1912, Theodore Roosevelt, the former president, ran as a third-party candidate on the Progressive Party. He had been a Republican president. He split the Republican vote and elected Woodrow Wilson. In 1992, Ross Perot ran as an independent candidate, a billionaire, and he got 19% of the vote. Didn't get any electoral college votes, but was instrumental in defeating the incumbent George H.W. Bush. So that's the potential of an Elon Musk third party. It can be a spoiler, and it's most likely, presuming it gets off the ground. You never know with Musk whether it's going to be real or not. It is likely to drain votes from Republicans. Not too many Democrats are going to vote for a Musk-themed party. And given how close elections are in a few congressional districts or states for Senate elections, it could make a difference.
So I'm curious to know, how does Musk then sort of counter this criticism? Because he's saying that, look, MAGA, which is the Make America Great Again base that Trump sort of constructed over the last 3 election cycles that he's run, he says the MAGA base is split on a number of issues. Mr. Musk says MAGA doesn't like this big, beautiful bill. MAGA didn't want America to enter the Israel-Iran war. On a whole bunch of issues, he says, MAGA is split, and he's catering to the faction within MAGA, which Trump and his insiders in the administration seem to be out of touch with. Is there any credence to that at all?
I'd say there's minimal credence to that. There are always complaints and grousing within the base of any party. People are not, always expressing their joy and their content. But again, the only thing we have to go on is the polls, and there's very little sign that there's any major cracks in Trump's base. His approval is still very strong among Republicans and even stronger among Trump voters. But, as I said, to make a difference in elections and to hurt Republicans, he doesn't need to generate a major defection from the Republican base. Just 2, 3, 4, 5 points could be enough to swing critical elections in the House and the Senate to the Democrats in 2026.
So if his game is, and as you said, the best case scenario is that he could help take away 1 or 2 percentage points away from Republican candidates, and he's threatening to, put up candidates, primary challengers certainly, in all of those Republican seats, those lawmakers who voted for this big, beautiful bill and campaigned for something else earlier. Wouldn't he end up helping the Democrats? And how does it, again, I mean, in the Musk universe, that would be a worse thing. Undercutting Trump or undercutting MAGA would be slightly the lesser sin as opposed to helping a Democrat.
Yeah, look, Musk is the mirror image of Trump. What do Musk and Trump care about? Themselves. That is their overwhelming priority. And anyone who's followed them at all, it's not a subtle analysis. So I think this is a revenge on the part of Musk, that he's angry about the bill because its provisions, for example, on election vehicles hurt his business and his priorities. Trump is threatening to cancel some of his critical contracts with the government. And he probably does have some genuine concern, again, for his pocketbook over overweening deficits. So I think this is very personal for Musk, and it's not reflective of some kind of broad ideology.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post, and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. years into the war, Russia has launched its biggest attack yet. 700 drones and 13 missiles. A dangerous new escalation in the Ukraine war. An upset Donald Trump is giving weapons to Zelensky. We'll tell you what prompted this shift. And who is winning all these wars? The US military-industrial complex. Private contractors got more than half of the American defense budget in the last 4 years, more than $2.4 trillion. We'll bring you the full story. Elon Musk is under fire. Could he lose $48 billion in government contracts? And his AI Grok has sparked outrage after praising Hitler. Meanwhile, diplomacy is getting hacked. World leaders got calls from AI bots pretending to be the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. In a stunning plot twist, Pakistan votes against the Taliban while India sits on the sidelines. We'll tell you what's going on here. Also breaking down Prime Minister Modi's marathon diplomacy, 5 key takeaways from a trip that is rewriting India's global playbook. Plus, bodyguards with fitness apps are compromising world leaders. A look at how Strava is becoming a security nightmare. And Rishi Sunak has joined Goldman Sachs. We look at the often lucrative, sometimes problematic post-retirement gigs of world leaders. All this and more coming up. The headlines first. Taiwan kicks off its largest military drills. A record mobilization of reservists have joined the regular troops. The exercise will last for 10 days. It will feature newly delivered US high-tech rocket systems. The aim is to boost the self-ruled island's defense against a potential Chinese invasion. In India, a Jaguar trainer jet crashes, killing 2 Air Force pilots. The accident took place in Rajasthan during a routine training mission. A probe has been launched to find the cause of the crash. This is the 3rd such incident involving a Jaguar aircraft this year. Armenia and Azerbaijan to hold peace talks in the UAE tomorrow. In March, the arch rivals had agreed on the text of a truce deal. Armenia and Azerbaijan have fought 2 wars over the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region. In 2023, Baku recaptured it from Yerevan in a lightning offensive. Kenyan President William Ruto warns demonstrators over attempts to overthrow his government. Ruto claims the recent violence is sponsored. Since June last year, Kenya has seen a wave of protests. People are angry over the economy, rising corruption, and police brutality. Nvidia becomes the first company to reach $4 trillion in market value. This comes amid the rising demand for artificial intelligence hardware and chips. Earlier today, the shares of the chip company rose by 2.8%. The Nvidia stock has risen by more than 20% this year.